What if I told you that this tiny red blotch on the map, just 0.029% of Earth's surface, holds more people than all the blue regions combined? That's right, it's just a sliver of land hidden in plain sight. Imagine asking 100 random people around the world where they're from, and 5 of them say they come from this one city, a place so packed, so densely crowded, that it makes New York feel like a quiet suburb. But what city is it? How did it become this overcrowded? And what does that mean for the future of the people living there? Let's find out. If you're into real-world mysteries and stories that make you see the world differently, hit like, subscribe, and tap the bell so you don't miss what's coming next. The Red Zone? It's Bangladesh, a country often overshadowed by its neighbors, China and India, but home to one of the most densely populated cities on Earth, Dhaka. With 164 million people packed into a country smaller than Iowa, the pressure is visible everywhere. In Dhaka alone, 22.4 million people live within just 134 square miles. That's like cramming 3 New York cities into a space 3 times smaller. And it's not slowing down. Experts predict the population could swell by another 10 million in just 5 years. But it's not just about the numbers. Plastic waste in Dhaka has tripled in 2 decades. Tens of thousands are leaving the city, not for opportunity, but for survival. They're bathing in rivers tainted by decades of untreated wastewater. Urban planners warn, if nothing changes, this isn't just a city under pressure. It's a system on the brink. And yet, somehow life goes on. People adapt. They improvise. But for how long? But to understand how Bangladesh ended up here, bursting at the seams, you have to look back, not centuries ago, just a few decades. After World War II, Pakistan was a country split in 2, West Pakistan and East Pakistan, now known as Bangladesh. They shared a religion, but little else. Culture, language, identity, all painfully different. The rivers of the Himalayas flowed through the east, feeding lush farmland and rich natural resources. But power lived in the west. West Pakistan took what the east produced, then sold it back at 10 times the price. Only 3% of East Pakistan spoke Urdu, yet it was forced as the national language. Meanwhile, 56% spoke Bengali, silenced in their own land. Protests turned into uprisings, and in 1971, the silence broke. Operation Searchlight, a brutal military crackdown to erase Bengali identity. What followed was bloodshed, resistance, and then liberation. India joined the fight. Within 2 weeks, Pakistan surrendered, and East Pakistan became Bangladesh, a young, wounded country born from war. But scars like that don't fade easily. And the real struggle? It was just beginning. Bangladesh may have won its independence, but peace was short-lived. The country cycled through leaders, 2 of whom were assassinated. 2 more resigned in disgrace. What followed was famine, then hyperinflation. By 2009, Sheikh Hasina took office, and slowly, the country began to rebuild. On paper, the numbers looked promising. Both population and GDP were climbing, but under the surface, cracks were widening. 84% of all exports came from just one industry: garments. With little diversification and high trade barriers, Bangladesh ranked low on the World Bank's logistics index. But numbers alone don't tell the full story. In 2010, over 76% of citizens lived on less than $2 a day. Bribes became routine, even necessary to access basic government services. For many officials, corruption wasn't scandalous. It was survival. And while the elite lived in comfort, the future looked uncertain. Because 34% of the population was under 15, too young to work, too many to feed. A youthful nation should be a strength, but in Bangladesh, it was becoming a burden. And beneath it all, something darker was brewing, a toxic storm the world couldn't ignore. In some parts of Bangladesh, the air alone can shave over 8 years off a person's life. Once known for its fertile farmland and flowing rivers, the land has turned toxic. The rise of brick kilns, coal furnaces, and metal plants has scorched the soil, making it nearly unusable. Today, up to 22% of all deaths in the country are linked to air pollution. Children and women face the highest risk, especially indoors, where smoky cooking fires and poor ventilation suffocate homes. During the COVID-19 lockdowns, the threat escalated. With schools closed, millions were trapped inside, and the air turned lethal. But the danger isn't just local. Pollution drifts in from neighboring giants. India and Nepal, two of the world's top 5 most polluted nations, send clouds of coal dust drifting across the border. These particles are 100 times more toxic than safe limits, contributing to 40% of the air pollution choking Bangladesh. Even the rivers, the lifelines of the country, can't save them. In Dhaka, men still bathe in the Buriganga River, but no filter can purify what flows there now. And clean water? It's a luxury few can afford. In Dhaka, the virus wasn't the only thing spreading. Cramped into the most densely populated city on Earth, social distancing was never an option. During the height of COVID, hospitals overflowed, if you could even find one. Most citizens couldn't. The poor, already packed into slums, faced the worst of it. But survival here isn't only about disease, it's about movement, or the lack of it. Dhaka's streets aren't just busy, they're paralyzed. Locals will tell you, the world doesn't understand traffic until they've seen this place. Gridlock so complete that pedestrians climb over cars just across the road. If you're wealthy, you're sealed in the back seat, air-conditioned glass muffling the chaos. But for everyone else, it's rickshaws and motorcycles, face first in a storm of exhaust. The infrastructure simply can't keep up. Only 7% of the city is covered by roads, compared to 25% in Paris, 40% in Washington, D.C. There are 650 intersections, but just 60 traffic lights, most of them broken. And the most haunting fact? Half of all drivers in Dhaka don't even have a license. This isn't traffic, it's survival in slow motion. A city that can't move forward, and a population held hostage by its own momentum. But the real question is, what happens when that momentum finally stops? Despite everything, there's a shift. Bangladesh's birth rate has fallen to just 2 children per woman, a significant drop, but still higher than countries like the US or much of Europe, where rates hover between 1.4 and 1.7. It's a step, but one step alone won't stop the tide. Without bold reforms, the cycle will only deepen. Overcrowding, poverty, pollution, then repeat. What Bangladesh faces isn't just a crisis of population. It's a crisis of infrastructure, of planning, of will. The people, resilient, but resilience needs room to breathe. And right now, there's barely enough air. To move forward, Bangladesh must decide, will it remain a cautionary tale or become proof that even the most pressured places can change? In a nation where over 22 million people are packed into 134 square miles, where plastic waste has tripled and the air itself shortens life by 8.1 years, the question isn't just what will happen next, it's whether change can come fast enough. Bangladesh isn't alone. Across the world, cities are growing faster than the systems that support them. But few places show the cost of that imbalance as vividly as Dhaka. This isn't just about numbers. It's about how long a city can survive when it's pushed to its breaking point, day after day, breath after breath. What do you think it would take to turn a place like this around? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you feel that pull to keep searching, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a step in our journey to uncover what still hides on this earth. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.